Hello, brethren. This is an issue I intend to share with my biological children. But since I am a teacher of the gospel, a preacher of the gospel, I intend to extend these issue to families who can hear me. It is an issue of, dislike and hatred in the family. We are so busy transferring dislike and hatred from one generation to the other generation. My father, has up to 4 brothers. You see, and 3 were from the same mother and 2 from another mother. And what they succeeded in doing is transferring hatred from their own generation to the next generation, which I belong. They were struggling among themselves. Whatever the reason for struggling among themselves is completely irrelevant to me, but the byproduct is what is evident in our generation right now. They are busy trying to overdo one another. But remember, they all come from the same father. Even the 3 that come from the same mother were not together when they died. The important thing I want to stress is that parents never took time to address their children on issue of love, which is my main purpose of this talk. I want to tell my children about loving themselves in the sense that, themselves in this sense is they are siblings. They came from the same mother, they came from the same father, they suckle the same breast, and they tend to forget this as they begin to grow to maturity, getting their own families. They forgot this. But I don't want my children to forget that they came from the same mother and father. What is the cause of this dislike and hatred as they grow older? Is because of envy, jealousy, and again, because of family property. They want to get a lion's share. They struggle over their parents' possession that they are going to inherit. They hate one another because of achievements, personal achievements. But I want them to know that whatever happens as they continue to grow up, they should not forget loving one another. It doesn't matter who got there first. You should pray for one another. You should wish one another success. Don't fight against the successes that will come into the life of your siblings. You should be happy that your sibling is succeeding. You should be happy that his things are moving forward. You should be part of it. If you do not take part in the success of one another when you are supposed to, the Lord will not take part in your success. What you wish for one another is what God will wish for you. So I want to make you know, you spend your time to pray for one another. You spend your money on one another. You lavish your love on one another. You forgive one another. It doesn't matter what happened. It doesn't matter what achievement you are getting or you are not getting. It doesn't matter. You should love one another. You cannot avoid one another. You see, when you still come back, you come back to the same family. Family get together. You come to the same village. You come to the same thing. Why would you not love one another? It is important because we don't talk about it. That your uncle, who you are afraid of today, was a brother to your father or to your mother. They suckle the same breast. But today they are enemies. And you are growing with your own sibling. Tomorrow you become enemies. Enemies, terrible enemies. Some people kill one another. You cannot imagine it. Serious, you check your own families and your background and see what's going on there. I have mine, but I do not want my children to grow up under that circumstance. I don't want them to grow up and begin to be enemies of one another. It doesn't matter what happens. Love, forgive your brother, wish him well, let him succeed. If he's not succeeding, bend over, pull him up, help him to succeed. You are transferring love. When your children begin to grow up among yourselves, that love they see in their parents, that love they see in their aunties, in their uncles, will be transferred to them inevitably. You see what I'm talking about? Not you go to somewhere, that's your cousin there. You cannot get in there because of what? Not because of what happened between you two directly, because of what happened in the family. Because his father is against your father, and therefore you become enemies. That is not right. So, my children, please admonish one another. Pray for one another. Love one another. If you are in a position of leadership, treat your sibling with love. When you treat them with love, they will respond with love. Don't oppress. Be civil. Don't be partial. Even if it comes to family issue or property, be reasonable. Share with one another. Your goodness among yourself is more than that property. In my own situation, I have tried, slave myself to give you education. This is what every child, it's a right, as far as I'm concerned, it's a right of every child. I slave myself. Me, you see, your mother and I slaved ourselves so that you can become somebody. And when you do become somebody, love yourselves. Love yourselves. If you do not remember anything that I told you when I'm alive, is that you should love one another, forgive one another, forge a unity, become one. I grew up an only son. I knew how difficult it was to grow up an only son. I had a sister. She is dead now. I don't have a brother. I'm always on my own. It's not a beautiful place to be. Now you are more than one, you are more than two, you are more than three, you are more than four. You see, you got advantage a better advantage. So use it. Call one another. If you don't hear from him, call and say, how are you doing? Pray for one another. Love one another. It is important. So parents, please, if you can, teach your children. I don't care how much they have grown. If they're far away, make a video, send to them. Let them hear. I've been trying. I want to bring my family together. But it's not easy for me to bring my family together. They are scattered all over. You know what I mean? So I make a video and send to them. At least they will share, listen to it, like I'm talking to them physically. You know? So do not wait until you have a family summit. Make a video, send to them. Tell them what I'm telling you now. Like, I'm going to send this video to my children. I'm going to make them understand that I love them. And I want them to have that love between themselves. It is priceless. God bless you.